Welcome everyone. So today let's talk about the Ethereum merge. That's something that's been recently a lot into the news, and you can see that there are lots of people celebrating it. It's lots of positive news. It becomes eco-friendly, but there's also the other side of it that lots of people talking about censorship, about centralization. So let's have a look a little bit first to understand what happened, what was the merge, and what's happening next for Ethereum. And also let's have a look, understand and the pros and the cons, and also what to expect next. All right. All right, guys. So the merge is complete. Welcome to a new winner Ethereum. That sounds super nice. And also, what I would always suggest every time you're researching about a coin, about some news, always jump to their own website, like here in case ethereum.org, so you can form your own opinion as well, having all sides of any fact. So what happened? We have here the Ethereum page. The merge has been completed. And what's the merge? The Ethereum blockchain mechanism completely changed. That from before it was proof of work, that's the same as used in Bitcoin, and now it's proof of stake. And let's just go back here and have a look a little bit on the history. So the merge, what is the merge? So the Ethereum mainnet used a proof of stake, but this wasn't always the case. Before it was the proof of work mechanism, and the merge refers to the original Ethereum mainnet merging with a separate proof of stake blockchain called the Beacon chain. The merge reduced the Ethereum's energy consumption by 99%. Also, if you check as well, one of the biggest things against Bitcoin right now is that it consumes lots of energy, and that's one of the barriers of adoption as well. And why it happened, how it happened. So let's just get to Ethereum progress. Let's go back a little bit behind to the Beacon chain, because this was the biggest thing that made the merge happen. So the Beacon chain was introduced on September of two, no, sorry, the merge was September of 2022, but the Beacon chain, it happened on December of 2020. So this Beacon chain has been happening sideways with the proof of work since a long time, because also for things to happen, there are lots of tests that have to go through, and the Ethereum merge was extremely successful. Like no one noticed anything, and the disruption into the chain, like everything kept going, like you. And if there was any kind of problem into this merge, we would have seen in the news like Ethereum crash or whatever, but no, like it was super smooth. Lots of the people, I think they didn't even realize it all happened, because for like just users, for you, if you hold your ETH, nothing changed for you. And that was one of the biggest successful things from them, and it's also made it worth all these years of testing and up until the moment that the merge happening. So the Beacon chain impact. So the Beacon chain introduced proof of stake to Ethereum, and this keeps Ethereum secure and earn validators more ETH in the process. In practice, staking involves staking it in order to activate validator software. As a staker, you run the software that creates and validates new blocks into the chain. You just need the internet to make the blocks roll. You don't need a bunch of software, a bunch of things, machines running, like the proof of work mining, and that's where the energy consumption goes completely down. Moving back to the merge. So what was the merge? So basically this graph here shows a lot what happened. So like before, Ethereum was a proof of work, and then the Beacon chain was happening since 2020 here, side by side. And then just earlier September, the Beacon chain kind of became the official one, and the merge happened. And then whatever was the Ethereum on the proof of work stopped functioning, and now it's just the proof of stake. And of course, there's still some miners against this, that they are trying to fork and have another version of the Ethereum still happening in the proof of work mechanism. But this is hardly going to launch, and it's already losing lots of traction. But it's important to note that it exists, and you got here, it's this one, Ethereum POW, proof of work. So some people are still trying to make it survive. But let's see how does it go, because for now, let's say the official Ether stays here, this one. Moving back here, for users and holders, the merge did not change anything. You can still buy and sell Ether the way you'd like. So if by any reason you see someone saying like you gotta click here or do that regarding the merge, ignore it. Like you Ether is still safe in your wallet the same way. They made it completely smooth for everyone. And apart from the energy consumption, a big reason like why to do the merge, and the merge is just one step for on the Ethereum plans, because the merge and scaling. So the merge, it's an initial stage for further scalability upgrades that wasn't possible under the proof of work mechanism. That's bringing Ethereum one step closer to achieving a bigger scalability and more security and a sustainable project. Taking us to the next step now, because okay, the merge happened. What's next? There's still lots on the roadmap of Ethereum, and just the next idea is sharding. So sharding is a multi-phase upgrade to improve Ethereum scalability and capacity, because right now it's on the proof of stake, but still the Ethereum faces lots of problems in terms of grow the network bigger, process more data, and sharding is going to be the next level to help all of it to grow bigger. So the easiest way to understand this is to imagine a traffic road. So picture now Ethereum just runs on a single lane or double lane road, and all the data that has to pass is like cars. So sometimes you are in the middle of the traffic, everything gets stuck. When there's lots of demand, data they can't process, and then this also helps a lot to increase the fees, because like every transaction is like an auction, you know, like there are lots of people wanting to pass. People start paying higher prices to get their transactions passed faster, so the price tend to increase. But imagine this part, the sharding, a way of multiplying all the lanes. So instead of just having a single lane of traffic, you're going to have multiple lanes, so more data will be able to flow, things are going to be processed easily, and this is going to help Ethereum to scale, and is going to facilitate and lower fees on all the layer 2s that are already happening with Ethereum. And all of that will result in reducing network congestion and also increase all transactions per second. And so far, the idea for the sharding to happen is 2023. We have to see if this is actually going to happen, but the way right now is just wait, because also the merge was postponed lots of time. So this is an initial date. Let's hope everything ships according to the plan, and we keep looking on it. And okay, this sharding part is also called the surge. That's for 2023. So that's what we're waiting for it to happen. And then once this step is done, Vitalik Buttering already mentioned that we have the Verge, the Plurge, and the Splurge. Those are all the steps on the Ethereum roadmap. So the last three steps, they're ongoing development following the merge, and they're set to take place over the next years. We don't have any settled date. It's going to happen on the next years. So the Verge is a third-party Ethereum ongoing roadmap outlined by Buttering, and you can really go dive into the technical part, but this step will involve introduction of vertical trees. So if you're interested in know what's a vertical tree or a Merkle tree, I'm going to link an article here, but it start getting super technical, but it's a way to optimize data storage and node size. At every point of the next steps, the idea is always to improve capacity, improve data storage, to make things grow better, so the network can flow seamless. Moving then to the purge that involve on removing spare historical data and for to alleviate network congestions by purging superfluous data. So basically this part, when you go back and check everything that's superfluous data, they just congesting the system and getting rid of it. Into the splurge, that's all the other fun stuff that's gonna lead to make the network better and increasing its capacity. Moving now to some of the problems out of it, or some of the things to keep an eye. because the merge happened, everyone's happy, it's eco-friendly, it's now ready to scale, we are all expecting good things out of it. But quick look on terminology here. So the Ethereum works on validators. So validators are entities that validate and propose new blocks. Like in the proof of work, there are the miners, proof of stake, there's validators. So validators are building blocks on the proof of stake consensus mechanism, and validators are reward for the participation. Same way on how miners receive their rewards on mining. But one of the red flags raised recently is that most of the stakers, they are extremely concentrated. So if you check these what Dune analytics here, over 30% is everything on Lido. And if you check, let's say, the staking deposits, everything is extremely concentrated. So one of the biggest red flags that people are warning is that currently Ethereum got more centralized, or I would let's say the power of the chain is on just at the hand of a few, and the entire crypto and blockchain rebellion, it's against centralization, because then if the government, there's some censorship happenings, they just have to go and tackle a few of these depositors, and then the completely chain is going to be locked or going to be in the hand of the censorship. So there are lots of this talk happening around this speech. So we need to keep an eye to see if in fact this blockchain is not getting, instead of getting more decentralized, is getting more centralized. So we want to see all of this getting more spread. Otherwise, there's going to be a big critical problem for Ethereum. And recently as well, in an interesting article from the Cointelegraph, that the question is post-merge Ethereum proof of stake a threat to Bitcoin dominance? Because we all know that Bitcoin and Ethereum, they are all, let's say, Bitcoin's been the number one since a long time, and they've been fighting for liquidity. Is Ethereum ever gonna overcome Bitcoin? And all Bitcoin maxi, they're saying it is never gonna happen. And there's this interview with Corey Clipson, that's the CEO of Swan Bitcoin, that he's 100% Bitcoin maxi, and he's saying that Ethereum just made the stupid move right now, and he believes that this upgrade will lead Ethereum into a slow slide to relevance and eventual death. So it's also nice to see the other side of the coin, seeing like what the Bitcoiners they truly think about the merge. So you can also have your own opinion about it. I don't like to take a side extremely on either Ethereum or Bitcoin, but we all should have our eyes open and analyze the facts that are in front of us of what's happening, and always monitoring, because crypto, it is and still going to be for the next years a big experiment with price fluctuations, with lots of things happening with regulators. So instead of taking one side or one chain, one thing, and go completely down with it, always take the time to inform yourself, to read the articles on both sides, to read interviews, so you can make up your own mind about it, and also be aware of all the risks involved whenever you are getting yourself involved with. So one thing that's clear from this video is that there are lots of things to celebrate about the Ethereum merge, specifically the energy side of it and the future scalability that it will bring to the chain, especially as Ethereum is one of the biggest chains right now in DeFi, DAOs, all there. There's a huge dominance on Ethereum, though with all the other chains out there, Ethereum is still the top one in dominance. So it's would be nice to see where they're going to evolve from there. But still, the transaction fees they didn't go down, but it wasn't expected. But it's something that the people you always want to keep a look, and the derivatives are there to fix this issue. But this chapter of Ethereum is not over yet. So keep looking for it, keep understanding how it goes, so we have more to talk about it. And that was a little bit of me talking about the Ethereum merge. So thank you so much, guys, for watching this video, and see you next time.